This is an overview of the CLUE services that will be provided to elementary students entering grades 1 through 5 in Shelby County Schools in the fall of 2020. What is CLUE? The Shelby County Schools program that serves gifted and talented students through enriched and challenging curriculum is called CLUE. Developed in 1970, the CLUE program has become an international model of how to serve gifted and talented students. We serve 3,593 students in 86 elementary schools and 53 middle and high schools in the fall of 2020. Here's the situation. Shelby County Schools is focused on providing equity of services to all CLUE students. So regardless of location or grade level, we expect all services to be delivered similarly. The current pandemic limits face-to-face interaction with students and prevents the busing of students to alternate school sites for CLUE. Gifted services must be age appropriate and relevant for all CLUE students. Our students who will be in grades 1 through 5 participate in CLUE through a pull-out program. This is an enrichment class serving local students who have demonstrated a strong need for enrichment and intellectually gifted students who have the Tennessee Gifted IEP. Students use a differentiated curriculum that provides opportunities for them to expand critical thinking skills, to develop creative thinking skills, and to enhance social and emotional strategies. Students in this program receive 5 hours per week of CLUE instruction. There are two options for receiving services this fall. Face-to-face instruction will be provided to students who attend school. They will meet in groups of 3 to 12 for 2 hours per week. These two face-to-face hours will be served concurrently at the student's home school because, again, no students will be bused to a CLUE site. The priority for the face-to-face instruction will be cooperative learning and hands-on instruction. So any fun projects, experiments, or activities where students need to participate in person will be prioritized for these 2 hours when we pull them for face-to-face time. We will supplement this time with 3 hours of online instruction that will include a minimum of 1 hour in Google Meets. That is synchronous instruction. It's another way to deliver face-to-face instruction. But we will also have asynchronous independent work, which means that in the Google Classroom, the students will have work to complete to submit to the teacher for feedback. So this will be very similar to what we did with CLUE Camp this past summer by providing a hybrid model of instruction. Here is what the schedule might look like for a student. This is for a student who is attending school in person in a school building. They could be pulled from the CLUE by the CLUE teacher on Tuesday morning for 2 hours of face-to-face instruction that would take place in the CLUE classroom. Then on Thursday afternoon, when it is time for CLUE, the student would be allowed to go to a computer within the general ed homeroom, within their regular classroom, put on a set of headphones and participate in an online face-to-face Google Meets for an hour, and then remain on the computer to complete independent work. And then it could be that to get the other hour of independent work completed, the student would be allowed to get on the computer sometime on Friday when it works out with the regular classroom schedule. Now, this 1 hour of independent work that is right here could really take place on any day of the week. If this could be what our gifted kids do when they finish work early in the regular classroom. It is best, however, for this hour of independent work to happen right after the time the student is with the teacher, as this is going to help them really assimilate that learning from the discussion. So elementary CLUE teachers will be assigned to schools so that all elementary CLUE teachers receive the same services. 2 hours of face-to-face, 1 hour of synchronous learning, meaning at the same time the students and teacher are together in Google Meets, and then 2 hours of asynchronous learning where the student is allowed to work in the Google Classroom, the Clue 901 Google Classroom, but the teacher may not be present. Elementary Clue teachers will also teach classes on Friday morning so that they will travel to the schools that do not have a teacher assigned, and those students will also be provided with that 2 hours of face-to-face time. Here's a sample weekly schedule for an elementary Clue teacher. You can see this is an example from a 9:15 school where we figured this beginning of the school day is going to take all adults in the building to successfully intake students in a safe way. During this 2-hour block, the teacher will prioritize their face-to-face time. They will have Class A on Monday, Class C on Tuesday, Class B on Wednesday, Class D on Thursday. So just so you know, this is exactly what we've been doing in Clue in the past, so this really hasn't changed. The part that will change is that we may have students joining us through Google Meets, or this class could be all in person, and maybe Class C is all on Google Meets. So there's a hybrid piece going on here, but this is a typical Clue schedule. Friday, this time will be used for the teacher to go to a school that is not their base school to serve students who also need to have the 2 hours of face-to-face time. Now, in this case, the teacher will have a planning period here, but it will all be working in the Google Classroom as we build lessons. And then there's a lunch break. In the afternoon, on Mondays, we always have a Class A and Class B. It could be that this Class B is virtual. It could be that part of them are pulled for face-to-face. But this, again, this is the same schedule we've done for Clue in years past. We are providing planning time for the teacher because now we don't have planning time on Friday. So that is why this is here, and then we will be available to help with dismissal. So one thing to consider with this schedule, we know that sometimes in Clue classes we combine homerooms. What this schedule allows us to do is Class A, let's say Class A has 2 homerooms. This Class A, one homeroom is in person here, one is on the Google Classroom. And then when Class A meets here, they switch. So whoever still needs the 2 hours of face-to-face would meet here. So this schedule provides equity because everybody is still getting 2 hours of face-to-face. They're still going to have the time in the Google Classroom with the teacher and completing independent work. In this schedule, we have a situation in an 8:15 school where the teacher probably can pull all of the students in this class at one time. So you will see here that the in-person classes are still happening in the morning. So when we're pulling them, they haven't really intermingled with other students yet, right? So they're all together here. And then the afternoon classes are going to be in the Google Classroom, okay? In this case, we have identified at this school some students who need kindergarten. There will be a separate video explaining services for pre-K and kindergarten. But in this case, the teacher is picking up a kindergarten class and will be serving them in this hour on Tuesdays and Thursdays. The win for us is that all Clue students will continue to be provided with appropriate gifted and talented services, even if schools close again for safety during the pandemic. Our goal is to provide a seamless transition with our Clue curriculum, whether students are in person in the classroom or they're at home and they continue learning our Clue curriculum. If you have any questions or would like further information, please visit us at clue901.com. You're also welcome to email us anytime at clue@scsk12.org.